So we signed CGC for provision of water to satellite towns, and also signed with CCECC and CGC to light up Abuja, knowing fully well that Abuja will be 50 years by next year, which is the Jubilee celebration. And we also have found out that we really wanted, because in the city here, each time you have people say that those street lights in this area have been vandalized and this and the maintenance cost. So we said, okay, let us really find a lasting solution to this. So we try to divide the Abuja city into two. The street lights and make sure give us warranty of 4 years, and then install security features so that if you have an intention to go and manipulate or to go and vandalize features. But this logistics has to do with provision of satellite. Afternoon by 12:30, where we'll be meeting with the company and who just came in from China with their ambassador to visit some of these areas. So it's very key that we're not only concentrating in the city here, but the president has directed that we must also provide water for satellite towns, starting with Buhari, Karu, and Kubwa. We believe that when that is completed, we'll move to the next areas of the area council. Yeah. So that is the essence of going to China, and this is all provided in the national budget, and which is also provided in our statutory budget, which, by the grace of God, will be defended any moment from now.
In terms of timelines, Your Excellency, when you will begin perhaps to see these new features after at least maybe some agreements have been signed? But in terms of your projected timelines, what should we know?
Well, first of all, we are starting. And what's important that government realizes that the provision of water is key. And the timeline also has to do with the funding. We believe that since the President has attached importance to that, the funding will be made available. And I think in the next 2 years or 1.5 years, because you know that it is huge. And so we will believe that this will have been provided to these 3 areas, Buhari, Karu, and Kumbwa. Yeah.
What's the cost estimate for this project?
Oh my God. Why would you interested in cost estimate? What is important is that the people are providing the basic amenities for them to survive. Anyway, we have not awarded the contract. So procurement is is ongoing. Until the BBB gives us certificate of no objection, then I will tell you what is the estimate.
So Honorable Minister, you had mentioned that some modalities will be put in place to monitor when some of these street lights have gone bad, from the back end. And beyond that, we know that there are cases of vandalism that, continue to come up from time to time within the FCT. Is there anything at all that this project is also incorporating to ensure that while you are monitoring, you are also ensuring that these vandals are not given a field day?
If we have security features, what is the essence of security features? Is that it's just like you have a CCTV camera. What does it do? If you go and commit any criminal offense, you can be traced through that CCTV camera. So if we are providing security features in our street lights, what it means that it's not only to prevent you, but also to make sure if it is done, we will arrest you. We will know who did it. Because we have a strong group where this has been monitoring the situation room.
So last year, during the first anniversary of the president, a couple of projects were commissioned. What are we expecting this time around?
We want to flog Abuja residents with infrastructure. Flog not in negative sense now, but in a positive sense. Projects lined up. In fact, I told Mr. President last night, weeks to be able to inaugurate our project, not flag of projects, inaugurating projects that have been completed. And of course, I don't expect that Mr. President will give us the whole of that 2 weeks. However, Mr. President will mandate the Vice President, the Senate President, the Speaker, and some other senior public functionaries to handle some of this. But some major key will be done by Mr. President, and one of which I told Mr. President that, look, for whatever it is worth, you have to try to make sure you go to one of the satellite towns to be able to commission. Let the people feel happiness, see you, understand that. But for you, no government had ever recognized the satellite towns. As we are commissioning in the city, we are also commissioning in the satellite towns. Take, for example, in Ramakia, we are going to commission Keti Kamusa, we are going to commission Kamusa Pekushera. In Kwale, we are going to commission A2 to Pi. In Warada, we are going to commission Palace Road, right? In Buhari, we are going to commission the Shafa Road and the War College Road. So, out of 6 area councils, we have projects in 4 area councils that will be inaugurated by Mr. President. So, that in the city, so much. We are going to give you back what is called an international conference center. You know, I have always said that our problem is leadership. When you have the right leadership, everything works out well. Remember, this international center conference was built in 1991 by the IBB administration. Since that 1991, nobody has touched that place. Now, when Mr. President came to inaugurate the ECOWAS Parliament sometime last year, between July and August, it was an eyesore. It was horrible. And Mr. President couldn't believe it, that this is International Conference Center, the only one Nigeria has. And he said, look, this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. Mr. Minister, I don't want to see this again. That's what I said, leadership. Leadership is key. And today, by the grace of God, we have achieved it. If you take a ride and go to that place, you yourself will feel happy. Yes, this is what you're supposed to be. See, Mr. President has provided the right leadership, and you have no choice but to follow. We are going to inaugurate the NSAS, the last camp, the first phase of it. We are going to inaugurate where are these roads? Where CGC is working. Gishiri, the interchange. We are going to about 3-4 roads there. We are leading to the judges' quarters and the rest. We are also going to inaugurate the road leading to the where we are building the Court of Appeal Abuja division.
Now, Your Excellency, all of this will be done before May 29th.
How will it be done before May 29th? You know, the activity starts from, well, what is important is that it is Mr. President that will choose dates, but that is part of his anniversary. So it does not mean that everything will be done before May 29. May 29 is the year that makes it second year. So there's a lineup of activities that will even take you to June 5th, June 7th, June 8th. He has a lot of activities. So it depends. So I would not say.
It's a mid-term report.
You know what?
I said it's a mid-term report.
Yes, I know what you're saying. So you cannot, the Santorin has a lot of things to do. So you look at the available dates, and then the protocol will be able to fix which area, which time that will be available from Mr. President to.
Let's talk human capital development now. We've been talking infrastructure. Now, teachers in FCT, they've been on strike for non-payment of the new minimum wage. How are you addressing this?
Very unfortunate, and that's why I say that sometimes when people argue, I want to run for an election. You want to run for an election because you want to solve problems. You want to contribute your own service to your people. Local government chairman, area council chairman are elected. It becomes difficult for you to wear the big stick because they are elected by the people. When this issue started and my attention was called, I sat them down. I said, why have you not been able to pay? We give you 10% of our IGR every month. So I directed the public secretary, look, release their money, if any, and take this money, go and start paying them the minimum wage. Yes, it is not easy to offset all, but let it be that you have started. And I called the union, this is my mandate. So please, call off. And I did. It was shocking to me when I got the information that the teachers have gone back to strike because they were able. And I felt so embarrassed. Now, I have limits. What do? I can't sack them because they were not appointed by me, they were elected. And I said, look, what I should do is to make sure that I withhold the 10% allocation of our IGL, and then set up a committee to make sure that if these funds are released, the money that are being paid to the workers, to the teachers. It's very embarrassing, very unfortunate. And I keep on telling people that, look, even if you will owe people, you will owe workers, it shouldn't be teachers. How do you feel our children are at home? How do you feel? There's no excuse. But you really understand these are our own limitations.
Would that not be going against the spirit of the local government autonomy?
You see now. You see the problem that we're having now. We are talking about autonomy now. Autonomy, the money has been released to you as allowed. Yet, you are depriving people of their wages. And then you want me to fold my hand and then allow our children to be at home because you want to have local government autonomy. And these are the things that we are talking about. And then if you say, okay, some of you want to run an election, let the people vote you out. It is not possible. You know.
For Honorable Minister, how have you been able to balance this up? Still in line with this question, in as much as you have withheld the 10% allocation to the area councils to ensure that they do what is right, how do you also balance it to ensure that you are not truncating on the local government autonomy that he had mentioned?
No, there's nothing like truncating. IGR is to be paid by me, by the FCT administration. Okay, assuming I said we will not make any money this month. In as much as we respect laws, you too should not truncate the laws. Do you know the implication of not paying workers their salary? Do you know the implication of your own children being denied education? So, which one do you prefer? Well, we're not withholding. We are saying, look, yes, we're going to pay this money, but we won't allow you because of the conduct you have exhibited. We will not make sure that this money is paid directly so that we won't have any problem where our children will continue to stay at home. You must balance of things. You must. If not, the crisis you cause will be too damaging.
It's not better to do this in conjunction with the councils, sit down with them
No.
and agree to that template.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. You see, I have told you what was said. I said, look, give them the money. Go and pay. They didn't pay.
Yeah, I'm talking of this new result.
That's what I'm saying. That we are going to set up a committee. They'll be there. The treasurers of the councils will be there. Okay. It's not as if it's not, but we must make sure the funds are paid to the teachers.
So where are we at the state of play right now? The committee has been set up, but in terms of the teachers,
they're already working. I just came back, but I can assure you that within the next few days, everything will be sorted out.
Already, I will take you back to the issue of projects. Hoping you'll be following the minister around since he came back from China. I mean, particularly on the state of readiness of some of these projects.
Yes, good. My question is centered on open grazing in the FCT. When you assumed office, you mentioned short and long-term goals, and one of which is to bring a permanent end to open grazing in the FCT. How much of progress have you made so far?
See, that's why, that's not what you told you to say. Sometimes people are not practical. The country we are in, it's not an easy one. Nobody, no rational person will be happy seeing, cows, sometimes you are passing on, the cows will pass first before you even.
They are here.
There's so much political, there's so much complication that you have to tread cautiously. You have to be very, very careful, understanding the complexity of our nation. Even now, they have so much crisis, so I don't compound the issue. But the truth is, nobody's happy about it. Nobody's happy about it. I don't want to do something that, governance is not like where you are running a private business. You have to tread cautiously. You have to tread cautiously. And we are doing everything we can to see that, take for example, where before I came, there was a place that our land was allocated for grazing reserve, about 1,000 hectares. If I tell you the fight we're fighting, so many people have encroached. You have land grabbers left, right, and center. Litigations left, right, and center. But be assured that it's a problem that will be sorted out. But you have to be very careful to tread cautiously.
So you're saying it's possible for you to bring an end to open grazing in the FCT?
Why not? But I said you have to tread cautiously. It's not something like you are doing a project. You have to be careful. Know the society that you are living in.
Are you being careful of this issue because it is alleged that those who own those cows that roam the streets of Abuja are powerful people in
I have told you, you have to tread cautiously. I think that's enough message to you.
Excellency.
It's not, you see, I have told you, Governor, if you apply the way it's supposed to be, even though you may be right, but the backfire effect, that's why I say you have to tread cautiously.
Are you in talks perhaps with the Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association?
Tread cautiously. It's a simple English language.
All right.
Let's talk about security. Now, last year,
I thought we were going to talk the issue of project.
Yeah,
which Kubi was going to ask and then just veer to something else. Particularly the international conferences. I saw your report. I think some other reports as well on the international conferences. And I don't know. Are you sure that project is ready? There are also some projects that you have also mentioned in the course of this media chat that will be ready for President's commissioning. The bus terminals, for instance. I was at Kugbo last week, and it was like nothing was going on in that place.
It's not correct. I challenge you. The one that is not ready now is the one in the central business center. But the one Mabushi and Kugbo. So, well, guy, you didn't go to work. You didn't go there. You were so that you were passing.
Okay, I was passing. I didn't see any sign of war.
What they are doing is finishing inside. That's what they are doing. So if you go to Mabushi now, you won't see anybody outside here working.
They are doing fixes inside.
Yes.
Your Excellency, still in the line of projects. You have been a governor for 8 years. Now you are the minister at the FCT. Looking at some of these projects, not as a politician, but as a Nigerian, which one has really touched you in terms of ameliorating the problems that you saw on ground, and these projects were awarded? Now the reality is in sight.
Let me talk about the question. Do you stay in Abuja? You do? Of all these things that we're doing, which do you think that we have done more that touches the life of the people? You should be the one that will tell me.
I'm talking about from the perspective, not as a politician.
If I
you
said
told us about
the problem we have that you have complained about abandonment of projects everywhere. Abuja is so dirty, no road, everything. Now, we have been able to provide this infrastructure to decongest the road and to make Abuja cleaner. So, are people happy?
Especially driving to my own place of work. But what I'm saying, in terms of your interaction, for instance, with residents, with people in the satellite town.
Particularly the road infrastructure. People are very happy. Because one thing you should know, naturally. But then,
there's an access road to the airport.
Yes.
From Jabi here.
Yes.
That passes through Idu where you bear up to Idu railway station. That road does it not need dualization? And then the road to the Idu railway station does it also not need dualization? Because if you see the volume of traffic in that place, particularly in the mornings,
I'm sure you have an interest there. You
want me to tell you my interest? Go just down the road 2 minutes from here, you see that the people, your neighbors here, your immediate neighbors, they have not fed you at all.
How?
Just when we finish this,
look at the last camp road. Look at it at the back there. Going to the village. You cannot do everything at the same time. Even if you stay in government for 30 years, there must be problems to solve. What is important is you have an opportunity to be done. What have you done? No one person, no matter how long you stay, can finish the entire problem, solve the entire problem. It's not possible. But what is key, you are here for 2 years, you are here for 3 years, you are here for 8 years. What can you say you've been able to do? So many people have criticized, was there a minister here before? It's not correct. You have said so. Now you can see the difference. That does not mean we'll be able to solve the entire problem. It's not possible. That's why government come and government continue. I start here. You continue from here and add the ones you can also do. So, but what gives us happiness? That people identify that you're doing something. So everybody wants to be part of that cake. Look, in my area, there's a road there connecting to social place. It has not been done. Oh, in my own place. Why? They see that things are going on. So they want to, as far as this is going on, let me also benefit from it, which is not possible. Even if you have all the resources, the time is also not there. It's not there. So But what we have made sure is that, look, the mere fact that contracts have been awarded is enough for you to control it. Don't just come and say, oh, our government did not award this contract. It's public fund. Abandon it. If you look at the budget, 85% of our capital expenditure is to finish the ongoing projects. So, but this attitude of let it be, we awarded it. For me, it's not that we awarded, but the people will be happy that the projects have been completed and they are benefiting from it.
All right, still on infrastructure, Minister, we recognize your infrastructural strides in the FCT, but particularly, can you vouch for the quality of these roads given the short time frame that they are constructed?
You are supposed to be the examiner. And the one doing it, what have you thought? Look at the kind of contractors doing the job. Are they political contractors? Jonas Vega is working. CGC is working. Gizmo is working. Look at the quality. So you should be able to answer that. You have followed us severally. Look at the quality of job. So I should throw it back to you. Are you satisfied with what you've seen? For me, I may be playing to the gallery because I'm the one presiding over it. But you that is using it, are you satisfied with what you have seen? You want to sell this. I have always been going out when the minister goes out for inspection. I have seen. And with the kind of companies that are involved, I vouch for them. Remember, well, when I go out, when I say anything that I don't think is done well, you know me. I said, no, I don't agree with it. Even when you assign the wearing cost, I go and say, listen, is it binding or wearing cost? It says wearing cost, so I don't agree. Right? That tells you that I don't think that quality is there. And of course they know. With the kind of experience I have, it will be difficult for you to tell me lies. I can identify easily. You've been to the International Conference Center. To be our ambassador. Wow. Somebody told me yesterday that, look, he wants to use the International Conference Center in June. I said, what for? So he wants to do his 16th birthday. I said, I have no problem. You see? You know, you see, they gave it out to one senator. Everything in Nigeria, politics will be involved. The man ran the place down. He was paying Abuja Investment Company about 50 million naira a year. Meanwhile, in a month, they make not less than 300 million naira. Then you pay Abuja Investment, then you don't maintain the place. You run it down. And government comes and says, look, we can't take this. Then the person goes, oh, because I'm from social place. Or because I said, no, that's rubbish. Because you are from social place, that's why this should be like this. People who were calling me on phone, oh, you know, I said, please, you can't continue this way. And so, now, we are signing an agreement with Las Vegas for the maintenance of the place. How many years? That's not the issue. How many years is not what keeps the maintenance? What's important is how do we want to sustain that place?
Where does that leave Abuja?
Hold on. Where does it lead us? No,
Where does it leave Abuja Investment Company?
No. They will still supervise. But in order to also make sure that even Abuja Investment Company does not see as a window to begin to, you know, divert the funds, because we are going to pay Las Vegas yearly. So my eyes are open. There will be a dedicated account where everybody who wants to use that International Conference Center pays an amount of money as to be charged. right? Now, every month, we look into that account and see what is happening. It's not going to sleep. We cannot spend 39 billion naira to put a place back. And then in the next few months, you see that, oh, the place has been around that. Nobody does that. No leader will do that. So we are going to do what we call proper supervision. You see me going there every day, every time. That is how serious we take that international conference.
So the rates for using the place will be known to everyone. It's not a question of beggar wants to use the place because he knows the minister, he gets it at a lower price, and somebody else who doesn't know the minister pays something higher.
That's why I said it will be under my direct supervision. This time around, it's not going to be, oh, help minister, my sister. I'm so busy. I'm not business about that. However, minister, my ministry, every ministry who wants to use that will pay. There's nothing like we are government agency. If you are government agency, who will maintain the place? How will you? I mean, how will sustain it? How will I sustain it? So writing to me that, oh, Minister of Transportation or Minister of Interior, we want to have a conference there, fine. It is 10,000 naira. It's available on Tuesday. It's available on Thursday. It's not available on Friday. We must stop this attitude of the government, everything free, 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 free. We must stop that attitude. We must see that you cannot have such an edifice and then it will be run down simply because it's government property. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. So we will keep the place, the standard required. Okay, this is the resident of the Minister of FCD, right? Do you like the wages? Say the truth. Hold on. Say the truth.
Better than it was before.
You can't compare. You can't compare. Why? Julius Brothers is in charge of maintenance of this place. And you pay them. You want quality. You spend money. You want good thing, you spend money. Right? So what happened in the National Assembly when Julius Brothers was maintaining that place? Right? It was a place to go to all the time. When they took it and gave to engineer, what happened? That's the difference. Go to Villa, because the Villa has been maintaining it. Right? How do you feel? Anything like that, you just want it out. Nobody does that. Nobody. And I'm not going to accept it. You know, by the position you occupy, people will bring sentiments. I will tell President that, look, this is one project that will cause me problem with most public officers. Because I'm not going to accept free. No, I will not.
Your Excellency, in terms of the projected annual revenue generation from the International Conference Center, what are the figures, considering the huge amount of
why
money
are you interested? We are not here for profit making. We are here to maintain this. We are here to maintain the facility. We are not profit organization. So the issue of the projected revenue or this or that, it's because we are not coming here to make money. But we are saying that the place has to be maintained so that the standard will be there. But we are not businessmen that we want to say, oh, this is revenue we are making this. No, it's just for sustainability. For the facility not to run down. So your interest should be, is this place sustained? How are you going to sustain it? We have told you here how we are going to sustain it. But not what is the revenue expectation. Well, we're not going to a profit. Even if we don't meet up with what we may agree with us, but you cannot subsidize. But what is important is that we will not allow politicians again Nobody should bring that sentiment. I'll say, look, he's my supporter. Let you go and run that place. Nobody should do that. Nobody should do that. And that's why public facilities are being run down every day. Give it a competent hand and then be happy. Look, when I came here as a minister, you can't believe that any human being can stay here. They're using a water tank. How can that be? How can that be? I don't live here. But look at how well it is maintained. Look how it is maintained, but I don't stay here. I mean, well, we're human beings. Are we animals? I mean, are you not happy, comfortable each time you come here? It should be.
You want to talk about your workers. You talk so much about infrastructure. I don't know if FCT workers, if they are happy with you in terms of...
Are they owing them their salaries and allowances? Are they owing them salaries? What is the happiness? You have been paid your salary at all time and you are what you're entitled to.
They go on training. Have you motivated them enough?
What's called motivation enough? What's enough? What is enough? You go for training that is relevant. I don't approve money just from somebody said you want to go for land administration in the United States. How can I approve that for you? Land administration, how? Comparison. I mean, it doesn't make sense. How does that help you? How? If you are telling me that, okay, you are going to Lagos, okay, you are going to Rivers, okay, you are going to Kano, for example, to see how land administration is to compare, how you can improve. It's understandable. So many people think that you go and put any kind of thing in the budget to make money. Even if I find out that's in the budget, I won't approve it. I don't know. Rather, I will write on assembly to pay that money for a tangible thing. To a tangible thing that will benefit the society. Not just you. Not just you.
All right, Minister, away from the project infrastructure now. Last year, you visited one of the shanty towns and you set up a committee to look at possible, relocation of these residents, the shanty residents. Have there been any recommendations so far or any progress on that?
It is not, I see, one thing was that relocating people is very dicey. You have to make sure, give them time. And then you must also have to find, must be in agreement with them. Okay, here you are relocating us. We are comfortable with it. And then when it's the shanties too, it means that it is not their place. Ordinarily, why do you have to talk about relocation? For example, this is our land. For example, somebody comes here to make a makeshift. I said, why are you doing this here? Then you are telling me to relocate them. In the first place, they have no title to the place. But however, to give the human face, it's okay. Let's just see what we can do. But here we cannot allow it. We cannot allow it. It's like where I was living, okay, where I live, from 2011. It's unbelievable. Market. Not the government allocated that place to be a market. People wake up in the morning and turn a place to be market. And I said, how can anybody live in this kind of environment? So when I came as a minister, I said, no, they said the chief or the emir there. I said, well, what is that? How come it? You are the one to say market to be here. You now determine where market will be. You can't say, I give you 2 weeks, get up from this place. And of course, there's no choice. I mean, we can't continue this way. Take another example. this road that we are doing at the Grishi, right? People have started, coming on the road there to form market. If you don't stop them now, by the time they stay, people begin to have sympathy. Oh, they are trying to survive. They are trying to survive to mess up the environment. Even when you build market, most of them don't like to go to the market and stay. They want to come outside to sell and mess up. They are talking about sanitation and the rest of it. So sometimes government must be hard to say, look, we cannot allow this. Because privilege in Nigeria, in next second, is a right. Privilege turns to right in Nigeria in next second.
Minister, just two questions. First, when we discussed the last time we were talking about infrastructure development, we mentioned a few roads that you didn't include street lights initially, but you were thinking that maybe you could add that just because it wasn't part of the project originally, but you were going to add. Did you eventually get to do that? That's one. Then the second one, in terms of the problems you enumerated, concerning the running of the International Conference Center, it seems to me as if the IBB Golf Club also had similar challenges. Where is it now, since you also inaugurated a committee to supervise the running of the project?
Well, let me say, like if they are going to Osas 2 to Wasa, sir, this is a city now. What are you going to put a street like? The street was not in the original. Mind you, these contracts were awarded 10 years ago, 15 years ago before we came. And I asked the executive director, well, was last street about included in this? He said, well, as at that time, I said, okay, let it be additional works. However, continue what you are doing, but let it be additional stuff. Now, in that case, if there's a variation, you require a certain amount of money, you require the approval of Mr. President before to go to DPP. So you want not to slow the work down, let them finish the original award and then make this as an additional so that cannot stop the work going on. You talk about you see, that's why I say leadership is key. If you don't have the right leadership, things will go wrong. I'm not a golfer. But by being the Minister of FCT, that property belongs to FCT. Was built by the government. It is not owned by a private or group of people. However, all over the world, you will allow people to manage it, to run it. It's like government establishing a university. Now, to protect the university, in terms of the land, you give them a CFO, yes? So that the communities don't come to harass and encroach on their land. That does not mean that university is no longer government university. Some individuals who think they can convert government property to their own. They assume that the government gave them CFO of the Gulf Gulf Club. I said, no. We appoint Board of Trustees to oversee, and the Board of Trustees organizes those who will run the place. And then there was a crisis. And the crisis came to my attention. Even security will call my attention. I said, no, we can't continue this way. I invited them. I said, listen, this one golf course, everybody thinks that should be run well without acrimony. And then I met the security agencies. We said, okay, what we should do? Now that most of the board of trustees have died. So you have about 2 or 3 remaining. And what you should do now is to appoint new board of trustees and then let them be able to organize the management of the day-to-day running. Some people went to court and tried to use the court. I'm not saying it's not where I'm not that kind of person. I won't allow this. You can't take government property. You can't. You cannot.
Even if the government says, or even if the court says otherwise?
God cannot say otherwise. It's not your property. You didn't build anything. You didn't build the place. How is it your property? I mean, I have never seen this. And that is a place where we thought by now can attract tourists and veterans. In fact, there was a day the former committee came to me and they were asking for assistance about all the money people are making from there. What do I do with it? That's why I said Nigeria. It is the right leadership for people to understand that things must be done the right way. Not what I'm the Minister of FCT. I've appointed a board of trustees and I appointed an interim committee and they must run the place. They must run the place. We can't continue this way. We can't. You go and change the constitution of the club to make it as your own owner, as the owner. How can you do that? How can you do that?
We'll be going to politics very shortly. Just quick ones before we call for a break, and then when we resume from that break, we'll be going to the political talk. But quick ones here. The rains are fast approaching. How safe is the FCT in terms of what we witnessed some 2 years ago, preventive measures to ensure that flooding don't occur in those traditional places? That's number one. Number two, of course, will be, still talking about projects. Okay, maybe you answer that one. The other one just.
Let me say something. When you say traditional places,
yeah, there are places that are prone to flooding.
No, why? You see, it's not traditional. It's not made. We don't like to respect and follow the rules. Now, there are places where we are demolishing now, which block the water channel. You don't want to find out. All you hear, why this government is so wicked. After somebody has suffered and built houses, they are not bringing it down. You won't ask yourself, where you are building, are you supposed to build? The mere fact that the government of yesterday did not stop you does not mean the government of today will not stop you. Or even when the government of today does not stop you, does not mean the government of tomorrow will not stop you. What is wrong is wrong. And we must be able to abide to that. Remove sentiment and emotion. And that has been our bane of problem. Who owns this is a Muslim. Who owns this is a Christian. Why now? Who owns this is an Hausa man. Who owns this is a Yoruba. Who owns this? Because that is the kind of life we live. So now the point we are making is that now I have directed development control to make sure that all those buildings that are contravened, even I can tell you the truth, some of them also get approval from development control. You can't believe what you can see. You can't believe it. And then they will say they have approval. How can you have an approval here? Okay, take for example, when we have a land matter in court, the former minister revoked the property. Do you know what happened? The lady went to court. Do you know who deposed her affidavit? That the revocation of the minister was wrong. You know who? Assistant director in land. They are bought it. He's from where? The lady is an Igbo lady. The assistant director is an Igbo. So I summoned him 2 days ago. I said, assistant director lands, a civil servant, you are gone. And there's no way you won't go. I mean, it's unbelievable how you use your position, manipulate the system against where you work. When you see the kind of integration we have over land, you will pity the system. You pity the system. Sometimes the lawyers at the legal secretariat connive with litigants. They will serve you, they won't serve you paper. The lawyer will agree that they serve them. The minister will not be aware. The next thing you see, judgment of court, not defended. Oh, it's so terrible.
Honorable Minister, we have to go on a break now. When we come back, of course, we'll take you to, well, yet a familiar terrain as well, politics. I'm sure my colleagues are so eager to pass on all of that. So we'll go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
Thank you. Minister, these past weeks have recorded mass defections from members of the opposition parties, particularly your party, the PDP, to the APC. And notably among this is the governor of Delta State and his predecessor. Where does this leave your party, and what are the implications for the South region?
Well, you see, I have always said, leadership is key. Leadership in anywhere, whether in organization, whether in business. If you don't show the right leadership, you suffer for it. And this is what I've been saying. I know that there will be an implosion. I know. It's a matter of time. When people talk about the governor of Delta State and his predecessor and all their team moved out of PDP to APC, what wrong did he do? That he said he was going to support the president. That was a crime. But the chairman of board of trustees, the conscience of the party, adopted Arastoti for second term. Why are people not commenting about that? The chairman of BOT, of the People's Democratic Party, adopted Arastoti, the governor under Labour Party, to go for second term. Now, this man said, look, I'm not going to do that kind of pretense. I will not be here and say I will support it. It's better I move and go and support him. Smart politician. I'm surprised that PDP said they didn't see it coming. I won't call the names of the governors. I called them. I said, listen, the way things are going, I've warned you people, you said you are governor. I have no problem. See what will happen. Leadership is key. Leadership is key in anything you are doing. If you don't have the right leadership, this is what you suffer. For Christ's sake, no opposition party, what is sought, acts on impunity. It's only ruling party. Normally, because they are in power, they act on impunity. Opposition does not do that, because opposition is going to organize itself to say it can take over the rest of affairs of government. How many times have they made effort? How many people have you wooed? Rather, every day, you after one man. Every day, you after Wike. Every day, Wike. You abandon what you're supposed to do. Call everybody. This election, we have lost it. How did we lose this election? You are the cause. If we have done like we wouldn't have lost it. If we have done like we would have won. You tell yourself the bitter truth. Then you go back to the drawing board. The only crime that Wike is a minister under APC government. And I asked them. I never said I was going to support the presidential candidate. Nigerians had me clear and loud. And I'm the only former governor who did not support the president, but made sure pleading 100% in the governorship, in National Assembly, and State Assembly. Let any sitting governor now or former governor come out to say that happened in his own state. In 2015, some governors came out and said they did anti-party against Jonathan. That they worked against PDP not to become president. What happened? The party didn't do anything. Why? They saw those people as people who cannot be touched.
The way they see you now.
That's not. I came out openly and said injustice must not be allowed. I came out.
Yesterday you were still in their meeting and
today. Did I leave? No. I didn't leave the party now. I don't play like that. They invited me to a meeting, and they invited me. I didn't force myself. They invited me.
But were some of these issues thoroughly discussed at that meeting?
Well, you see, first of all, I believe in sincerity. If you must achieve results, some people think that telling half truth or being too smart will help you. Rather, it destroys you. If PDP does not take care, and I say it again, watch out what will happen. You know, selfish interest can kill an organization. You have not won an election. You're excluding people. You have not won an election. You're excluding, oh no, we don't want this man. You know the man has capacity to fight back. Yes? Now, what is happening? Let's tell ourselves the simple truth now. Why there will be an impression? Let's tell ourselves the simple truth. In 2023, we told the party, look, it is in our constitution, it's in our tradition. When these people take chairman, people go for a presidential candidate. Because of selfish interest, they manipulated the system. They said, no, we shouldn't do zoning now. Hold on, we'll do zoning. Before we know, some people are going to buy form. We laughed. It's okay. You don't want to do zoning. Now, a zone took chairman of the party. A zone took the presidential candidate. It's okay. For peace to reign. So we can have a voice. They go front and back. They go front and back. We say this front and back, it will cost you something. Of course, arrogance came in. Forget. We have won the election. Forget we have won the election. Who are they? See where we are. I have no problem. And I've told them now. Where is the presidency? Where is Zoe, your presidential candidate now?
2027?
Yes. Where will he go? Where will he go?
Well, you answer.
So a smart ones who have interest. No, it's not time, as you see. How many times can you play this game and you think you are smart? You are going for national convention. You are going for national convention. You want the South to come and produce the chairman so that we will have the president. I said, why not? Look, Nigeria today says the South is occupying the presidency. Why not as a party? Come out openly now. Our presidential candidate will also come from the South. Now, you don't want to do that. You want to play the same game. You play the 2023. It will backfire. And when it backfires, it's all these people did this, people did that. It will backfire. And I've told people, this smartness don't help you. Come out now and let everybody know this is where we're heading to. But playing this game, that, oh, we'll do this, it will not work. Not tomorrow and I say, oh, Wike is telling you that, look, stop this smartness.
So you don't see your party coming out victorious in 2027 election with the situation on ground now?
When you stand president to where? You know, can't stand president to the north. No.
Well, that's Your Excellency, with
yes,
the
I told them. If see, the point is selfishness can kill a system. Take for example, if Mr. President runs, for example, and wins, for example, 2027, by 2031, APC will send their presidential ticket to where? To the north. PDP will do what then? Then you come back again and say, no, since APC have brought to the north, let's keep it in the north. I mean, what kind of smartness is that?
Oh, Your Excellency,
what kind of smartness is that?
With the current uncertainty within the People's Democratic Party and following yesterday's meeting, were there any resolutions made ahead of 2027, perhaps to get the party back on track?
It will not be good for me to let the cat out of the bag. So many discussions were ahead, private and public. We are waiting to see what was agreed will be implemented. We are waiting. If it's not implemented, I will not agree. If it's not implemented, I will not agree.
But in your opinion, are these resolutions viable? Even though you are
it's
not
your business. You are not a member of our party. Well, you won't tell us what is viable or what is not viable.
Are you actually still in the PDP? Because let me just give this analogy.
Yes.
Your case is like like a driver who is calling passengers into his bus or a particular direction, and then people enter the bus, hoping that he's taking them to that direction. And after they had entered that bus, he came down and faced the other direction on his own. After he had called mobilized passengers for a particular route.
That is not the same scenario. Let me tell you.
Because
no, let me tell you.
Your message,
no, what?
You are luring people away from the PDP.
No, let me tell you. Justice must be done. It was injustice. I never left the party, but I came out to say, this injustice will not stand. I will not support this.
That's why you are tearing the PDP apart.
No, I'm building it. If you obey, because if you obey, no. If you obey the constitution of the party, okay, take for example, look at the issue of national secretary. I don't see how any right-thinking person, something that you know that can make the party to tie, something you know you have a ruling party that looking for any opportunity, and you say. Some people say, oh, there's no need for one party state. Who is talking about one party state? But who is making it to be a one party state? It's you. The Supreme Court has given judgment, setting aside the Court of Appeal judgment and the State High Court judgment that says, I am should not be. Now, out of your selfish interest, you are not interpreting the Supreme Court judgment that they say the party has supremacy to remove. The court said this man should not be. The man wants an appeal. The Supreme Court, in its order, set aside that judgment. Instead of you to implement the judgment, you are not dialing. Now, so this is why I keep on telling people. This will have how many months to stay. They are living in December. Why not remove yourself from this quagmire? of who will now, in tomorrow, why are some people leaving? Their fear is, look, I don't know who will sign our document. The Constitution says a correspondence to INEC must be the national chairman and national secretary. Now you're having a quagmire of who will be or who is the national secretary. Okay, take for example now, area council election, which will be conducted by INEC, right? Who is going to assign the list to INEC? Now, if INEC is not the one that will sign it, at that present time, people go to court and say, no, it's not comply with the law. INEC said, no, this is not the national secretary. By law, by what we have, this is national secretary. If you really want this party to survive, why can't you make sacrifices? No. Let's not put ourselves under this kind of this is what I've been preaching since. Why do you take that kind of risk? Take for example, you want to hold NEC. Who issues notice of NEC? Who? Madam Secretary. If another person issues that notice, we will challenge it. If it is not somebody, the national secretary, as allowed by law, that issues notice of that NEC meeting, I will challenge it. It's not that it must be. That is the secretary. I will not do anything for people, but that's the law. That's Supreme Court judgment. Why we run away from implementing Supreme Court judgment? Why? What do we see? That's why I have always told people, selfish interest. What's my interest? I'm not running an election. What's my interest? Why do you fall into temptation as an opposition party? Because you think that if Samayahu is there, he may not be able to compromise him to do certain things maybe you want. Or Samayahu is close to Wike, that is an offense. Too well, too good. If that's an offense, I too will not agree, allow anybody who is close to me to be humiliated. Because if now it's an offense to be close to Wike, somebody is punished because he goes to Wike's house. I will not fold my arms and allow somebody punished simply because he comes to Wike's house. It's not going to be possible. Let's allow the right thing to be done. Like I said, certain things we agree. Let us see whether sincerely they will implement it.
If the PDP zones the presidency to the south,
yes,
would you abandon President Tinubu and support the PDP?
And let's get to the bridge. They will talk how to cross the bridge. Let's get there first. Let's get there first. But do the right thing.
But this Supreme Court judgment that you talk about, is it possible that that judgment is possible to be interpreted two ways?
Well, there's no two ways.
It has to be higher.
No, there's no two ways. What was the issue? Somebody went to court that Iron ought to have resigned, that he went and contested governorship election. Morally, yes. Legally, no. The constitution of the party does not say he should resign. As if the man capitalized on the loophole of the constitution of their party, all you will do subsequently, in not allow this lacuna to be there, is to amend the constitution. That's what is done. Now, the man went to court, and then Iron appealed to the Court of Appeal. Court of Appeal, in a 2-1 decision, upheld the judgment of the State High Court. Iron went to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court said, look, in the first place, the man who went to court has no local standing. In the first place, you have no local standing to even go to court. What's your business? 2, assuming you even have a local standing, It's the entire affairs of the party that they should settle. Do you understand me? And set aside the Judgment Court of Appeal. Now, when people even talk about is a Southeast position, there's no Southeast position. First of all, it's a Southern position. The South, okay, we are going to produce from the South East. And another thing, can you and somebody who was elected in National Convention now bring a replacement without an election? They appoint him. Now, the argument they have made is that it has happened before. I say, fine. That's when you are unity. Nobody will want to raise it. Now there appears to be a fraction. There appears to be a problem. And that's why people are challenging it. That's why I've always said the mere fact that nobody challenged something yesterday, because we appear to be living in unity. We appear to be working as one. But when there's a problem, you're no longer that one, then you don't think that people will not challenge. That's why you now see.
They say politics is local. We want to go a little bit local now. Your state is still experiencing the state of emergency, but being a PDP leader in your state, what are you doing, after this whole process elapses to make sure that your party runs on an even keel? That is on one hand. Then the politician in your state, Atedo Peter Side, was heard on television a couple of days ago saying that the appointments by the sole administrator, the local government administrators, were riffraffs, and the National Assembly was engaging in rascality. Do you agree with his assertion? And then, of course, on the other hand, talking about PDP in your state.
We don't have problem in PDP in my state. Government is not a party. But government could work with the party. So there's no problem in PDP in my state. Let's talk about Atedo Peter Side comments. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. And you see, when I look at people, when I was told about this, I didn't believe it until somebody forwarded this video to me. And I watched Atedo Peter Side saying that politicians are riffraff. That is too extreme. PhD holders are riffraff. Why? They are riffraff because they couldn't establish a bank. If they had established a bank, they wouldn't have been a riffraff. In the first place, I heard you say it's from river, but a Lagosian. Look at the statement. How many people from Lagos will say they are Lagosian, but they are Port Harcourt people? A Lagosian say he was not consulted. A Lagosian saying that he was not consulted. Somebody who does not know what is happening in his state. What is Atedo Peter Side contribution to River State? Apart from he established his business, good for him. It's a personal thing. And these are people who cause problems for the governor. When we were making this young man governor, ask what was Atedo Peter Side's view. He's from a proper local government. Ask Atedo Peter, where is his house in the River State? Where does he live? The last time Atedo Peter Side came was when his father died. I did the road to Opopo. How can a man sit down and give a blanket insult until like riffraffs? And I've been out of rascality what? Look, wherever you are, whatever position you occupy, your impact on your people is key. When my brother Herbert Hoover was alive, may his soul rest in perfect peace, I called him. I said, look, Herbert, you are living in Lagos. Every day you fly down here. Yes, Access Bank, needs some business, that's a fight. You What have you done for River State? At your level, at the level where you are, what can you say today you've contributed for development of the state? He looked at me. I said, yes, tell me. He said he will come back in 2 weeks' time. He came back. He said, look, that he has thought what I asked. And it dawned on him truly. What have you contributed for a state? Establishing of branches is their business. They are making profit. It's not the state. He told me he was going to set up a world-class university. I said, fine. Where? He said, look, the problem he has, he wanted to put it in his community, but there are no roads. I said, no. I will do all the roads. You must put that university. I did all the roads in Isopo, the Tara road everywhere. And I was happy. He brought that university. It's unfortunate that it's late. I don't know whether the university will still be there or not. I laid the foundation. So it pending when he made that. Now, he has made a contribution to the growth of the state. At the side of all the water, what is his contribution? Okay, let's go to Opopo, where he comes from. What has he done? That he will come national television and say people are riffraffs. Who does that? Who does that? That they did not consult you, a negotiation, according to you. A negotiation. And when people believe that they are the only ones who have solutions to problems. No other person has any solution to problems other than them. Now let me tell you, during 2023 presidential election, Attorney General came to my house, not government house, my house, to see me. I said, what's the problem? He said, he told Peter Obi, if we can win the primary, look, it will be hard to support you. We will support the wicked. That's what he said. I wasn't there when he said it. So I said, what do you want me to do now? That we should support Peter Obi. I said, so how will he win the election? Yeah, and another difference. So I have no point about it. The same man, without disclosing to the public that this is the preferred candidate, he used ANAP foundation, his own foundation, to start doing opinion pool, skew the opinion pool to be favorable to Obi. Is that a corruption? The man who you are for this man, you now became the head of opinion pool. You come out on television, skew the opinion pool, favorable to Peter Obi, when you have an interest. Without disclosing to the public, look, Obi is my candidate too. That's deceitful. This is the same man calling people riffraff because I didn't own a bank, because I was unable to establish a bank. That's how I become a riffraff. 23 appointees of the administrator. He said they are riffraffs. I take serious exception to that. Anyway, I told him that you let him know. You can't do that to people. If God has blessed you, I'll bless you. All of us must not receive the same blessing from God. Every of us must not have the same opportunity. Look at those who are appointed, even though I don't know some of them are PhD holders who have spent time to read in university to come up with that level. You refer that they are riffraff. You say, another assembly is rascality. How? How? Simply because by your own understanding of the Constitution of Nigeria, that the president was wrong. So until they understand the way you understood it. They're rascals.
Let's bring it
So
home
you're the
now.
only one
Honorable Minister.
who can interpret the Constitution, who can define the Constitution. Anyway, why not sponsor people to go to court? Or why not allow now that PDP government forum went to court? Court? I mean, you cannot make a black National Assembly bill, them are rascals. What an abuse in life.
Okay, there were reports in the media that the suspended governor of Rivers State came to your house. Can you give us an insight? And yesterday, we saw a very sober governor, and from the readings, from the body language, you will know that this man is calling for peace. So, first of all, can you confirm maybe former Governor Similaye Fubara visited you privately?
The president had called for peace severally.
Not peace.
I'm calling. I said the president had called for peace severally. And I cannot sit down and one president had called for peace. He said, don't want peace. Yes, he came. He came with two governors and one other person. Unfortunately, the two governors are APC governors, unfortunately. So I will not pursue him. And he said, he wants peace. Fine. I want peace. Right?
Have you forgiven him?
You see, that's the problem you have. Everybody came. There are steps. You see, I don't understand how a man came. You know, you would think that this thing is just, just came to us. I want peace. Then you go, and peace has come. What that means that there's an open door, an open window for you. Take the necessary steps to show really you want peace. Indeed, this is a self-inflicted injury. Doesn't need it. When this thing started, I called him. Sheyi Makinde was there. Oton was there. Ibazu was there. Ugweyi was there. And we were scouting. We started that look. This thing is no good for you. God has given you this thing. Why not humbly and don't allow people to push you? They are telling you to act, you're a governor. We know. Nobody is taking it away. You're a governor. But also mind you that people labored day and night. And all I have said, don't abandon people who have labored, who have toiled day and night. They say, oh, Wike is trying to control, demand money, this and that. I'm sure all of you were of that opinion. There's nothing, they have a television called Arise, who just, without even facts, they are noted for it. They push him and push him. Governors can push him. And where are they now? I think those governors are enjoying their own. You see that? You don't need to have into that kind of problem. This is a young man. I said, look, go this way. You will not have problem. People came, don't marry him, don't marry him. Assert yourself as governor. You've asserted now. Trouble has come. People push you. Look, they declare state of emergency. Who wears the shoe knows where it pitches him. Who will suffer? Okay, assuming now you don't settle this problem and the state of emergency is called off, has the problem ended? Has it ended? No. One, assembly will still be firm as they have been. So the council will still be there. They will not pass their budget. You won't get money for the federal allocation.
So
when he came for the meeting, did you give him a term for peace?
I cannot. You came with people for the first time.
Yeah, did you agree on follow-up?
I will not say follow up now. Why do you talk like that? You came and said it's good. Now, what does it mean? Having done that, you take the necessary steps. That's what you done.
Let's talk about.
You talk as if you are not. Is there anybody who's under? Hold on. Is there anybody who's under 18 here? Hey, Governor, why would you have to ask me what are the necessary steps?
What are the conditions you gave?
What condition? What are the conditions?
The roadmap you gave him to follow.
Let me tell you. I told him, I said, look, I don't think you have the capacity to really make this peace because it's not easy. And that's why when I read what I read yesterday, I felt so bad. I said, well, why? If we are making peace, there are people are demonstrating every day. If you are making peace, there are people are busy on television insulting people. How do you feel in that case? No, that's what I'm saying now. That's the point I'm making. At least you have not tried to take a step to say, look, I'm not a party to all the things that you are doing. Do you understand me? But that's not enough to say you have really, you must take steps. Have you made assembly people? The leaders you should be. I don't know what I'm saying. It's not to say, I want it. Yes. You must show by conduct and by action that indeed, look, when I was chairman of council, some leaders of the party tried to balkanize and tried to impeach me, right? Impeachment is a constitutional provision. So I sat back. I'm a politician. I sat back. I called our team. Look, what do we do? We stood to conquer. All people say, we don't go agree, we don't go agree. They are not there. You have to use your head.
The belief is that it is you that will have to hold his hand and probably hold his feet to the ground and take him around that path.
I've never seen the kind of politician that you are. Is that how you play our politics?
You made him.
You made him how?
You were the one who introduced him. Other people
have taken. Listen now.
So if it's in trouble now,
listen.
It is you that will have to hold him and navigate all the
listen to what I said. When you hurt people, it's not a one-day thing.
So you still feel hurt?
It's not me. You see, that's the problem you have. When you say me.
Yeah, you symbolize.
Hold on.
You symbolize.
That is mistake you make. The day you lose your leadership is the day you think that you can take decision on behalf of people. Don't dare it. Make sure everybody is part of what you are doing. And I is even part of what you are doing. You have the Speaker of the House. Have you made an attempt to talk to Speaker? Let it be that there's no inroad. You understand me? Then that propels me, what's going on? Have you seen people? Look, I've done my best. I've told them like this. They have said like this. Then somebody will now come in. Not just somebody wanted to say we want peace.
You told the governor all of this.
No, I'm asking you. No, the point I'm making is that I had a problem when I was council chairman. That they have organized for councillors to impeach me. I didn't sleep. I called my team. Impeachment is a constitutional provision. It's not a coup. I didn't wait. I had to move in. I said, listen, the way we understand is not what happened. The way you know, that's how it is. This one is even more dangerous. Listen, let me tell you. That's why you should not listen to people. This one is even more dangerous. When Supreme Court has come out in a judgment to say you have no budget and you're spending public money, Is it more dangerous? What facts do you want anybody to present again to any panel? That's why you must go all length to citizens. Yes, I may have erred, but we must move forward. They will ask you, how do we move forward? See what I think to do. So they will not tell you, okay, but we don't think like this. Even this, we think that to trust you, that's how these things happen. Then they must see in reality that they are not being used just to hold time. That it is really indeed that you want to confirm. Yes, he made a public statement yesterday, which I feel for him. Ordinarily, you don't need to be under this kind of situation. If he had listened to people who put themselves down in spite of odds and said, no, we will use him. And then you cannot come down. Within 100 days in office, what kind of pushing anybody will push you?
Let's talk about the possibility of a return to democratic rule in River State, while the National Assembly has already set up a committee to that effect. The governor was seen yesterday making a statement that went quite viral, where he said that his spirit had left the government house. What do you make of this? And
what do I make? How do I know his spirit is not there?
You killed his morale.
How will I know? Look, we are politicians. You can say something to attract public sympathy. I'm not carried away by all these. It is, in reality, I don't know. I don't know. How will I know that your spirit has left it? I don't know. After all, there are people who are preaching. They say that spirit. We find out they are not in any spirit. Have you not seen preachers who tell you, I'm led by the spirit? Whose spirit?
But you said you felt for him now. When you...
No, I mean, he's human now. See you talking. Even you feel, but that does not mean that in reality, what you said is correct or not.
But will you encourage him that is the way to go?
If I would not agree, why do I say no problem? Why would I even allow him to come to my house?
Will you be willing to do more?
Are you open for reconciliation?
What kind of questions are that? You asked me whether I'm open for reconciliation, and I opened my gate.
No, I said, will you be willing to do more? Still tell him, you have not finished though. You still have to see this person, you still have to see this person.
People are the cause of the problems we're having.
How?
Let me tell you. I don't know what you want me to answer you. I have told you, you're a governor. You're a governor. Governor is not only awarded contracts. You part of navigating problems. I don't know why you don't understand simple language. I am open for peace. And you are still asking me, am I open for reconciliation? I mean, I don't, all you want me to do is to drive to his house now.
No.
I mean,
you can summon him. If you call him, the governor definitely will answer you. And you tell him that, okay, I've seen what you are doing, but you still need to do this.
So that's what I'm trying to tell you now. What has he done now? That's what I'm trying to tell you. I have told you here, look, there are leadership. You have assembly. You have national assembly. You have the party. Look, party chairman. Look, speaker. Look this. Or you, sir, can you summon a meeting for me to see speaker, to see our leader, to see party chairman? For example, and you know what I'm saying? Those are the kind of thing people expect you to do. Now, let me tell you. As I speak to you, ask, is there any so-called elder in River State who has shown that they want to help him and have come out to say, listen, Mr. Minister, Mr. This, is there no way this thing has gotten to this point? You know why? You know why they can't come?
The atmosphere is poisoned.
No, you know why they can't come?
I don't know. Beyond the atmosphere being poisoned, I don't know.
You know, they have, you see, what an elder does not behave like an elder. He loses respect like an elder. Because why? I saw you making statements on television. He didn't talk as an elder. So you can't come to me now.
So that's why I said that poison.
No, it's not poison. It's not poison. They poison themselves. You have pastors. Why can't they say, let us go and intervene? Do you understand me? You know why? They refuse to preach as God says, that the Spirit directed them. You heard what the governor said yesterday, if you listen. I think they were in the church, somebody was preaching. The man abandoned what they came to do. You understand me? I start talking different things. That is the kind of thing. I saw some women wearing white in the community center. I beat it. They were casting. They were doing like this. I said, look, how does God answer this kind of prayer? Selfish prayer.
Please take the minister away from speaking against the Holy Spirit.
I'm not. No, I didn't speak. I just want to say. You can. I was just. I say, oh my God, what kind of fraud is this?
Can you please take it
And
away?
that is fraud. And that is fraud. You know you are not being sincere.
Honorable
Instead of you to
please.
even say, look, in society to God, can you please make this peace to be possible? You only casting. God don't allow him to do it. This one minister will die. Minister will die. Wait for minister to die.
Sorry, Minister, just a minute.
At the end of the day, should the committee that has been set up eventually find a result to this issue?
Do you have the terms of reference? What they set up the committees for? That's why people will always not go and do investigation.
That's what we're saying.
No, why not hold on?
Democracy
What
in
is the terms of reference for the committee? The committee is a committee oversighting the administrator.
Led by
So it should sometimes people just they do not set up a committee to go and reconcile. That's not, so that's why you people will just you will not even go and get the true gist. You have a committees to oversight the administrator, the activity of the administrator. Mind you, it was the National Assembly that gave the nod for the president to declare state of emergency. And so they said that they will have a committee that will oversight the activities of the administrator. That has nothing to do with National Assembly, setting up a committee for reconciliation, if at all. So people should take this, instead they are saying they've started giving them as part of their reference to look at how peace, assuming there's no peace, to come.
All right, Minister, you accused the governor of sponsoring Rivers women against the sole administrator. Do you have evidence to back your
I don't think I should answer that kind of question. I mean, look. I'm too old. I'm a politician. I'm too old. I've been here since 1999. I'm not a politician that was just brought up yesterday. My ears are on ground now. You think I'm a politician that just come up yesterday where they dash power? No. There's nothing that happens that I won't know. Nothing.
Did you know, for instance, that the former First Lady was going to endorse President Tinubu for second term? And the president seems to be making more inroads into your state. He has the former First family now backing him.
Okay.
Beyond that, what is your relationship with the First Lady? Because you seem to...
Which of the First Lady now?
The current one.
Okay, let me answer the one of the former First Lady you said. I think, you see, that's why I don't know why they should kill Wike. The First Lady, former First Lady, the wife of the president under PDP, has endorsed people. So what offense did I commit now? What offense did I commit? Two, about my relationship with the present First Lady. You know, if you are not close to people, you wouldn't know how humble they are. You wouldn't know how supportive they are. I have seen First Ladies at the local government level. I have seen First Ladies at state level. I have seen First Ladies at national level. I can tell you of the truth. This is a First Lady of a different kind. Fine. You know, being Minister of FCT, you will be thinking that the First Lady will be putting pressure on me. But you know what baffles me? I was going to inspection, all sex to Wasa. My phone rang. It was the ADC to the First Lady. He said, hold on for the First Lady. I said, yes, sir. You know what she said? I don't think whether they have brought it to attention. If you are going to the villa, all the roads there are bad. Now that the president is not in town, did you understand me? They try and see what he can do. Talking about the success of government. Talking about their own success. He didn't call me, I hear you are sharing land. He didn't call me, all these contracts that you are awarding. I quickly called Julius Berger, who were working at the International Conference Center. They demobilized there, went straight, took them about 5 days, night day and night, and put those roads under good condition. Do you know what humbled me? I was in China. Of course, the time difference, 7 hours. Unknown, they didn't know I traveled to China. But the ADC told me that the ADC of the First Lady called, that the First Lady wanted to speak to me. So we got back to the ADC. Do you know what it is? First Lady said, we should thank you. We should thank you. We should thank you for the road. Humility. Calling me, thanking me for doing those roads. Secondly, I was doing a special one day. She called. Honorable Minister, I don't know whether you are aware. You know, the city gate. Is there nothing you can do or tell Julius Berger to design so that anybody entering will know that you're entering the city? Somebody who has the interest of government at hand. She didn't say, look, you know I'm broke. No, look, listen, this is what I'm trying to tell you. Look at the idea. Is that what we can do to change that city gate? I immediately called Julius Berger to go and decide. She called me, oh, how are you doing with the IDP camps? You know, you have to be careful. How are you doing with the orphanage homes? We want to work with your head of women's secretariat to see how we can support the orphanages. During the fasting period, either the Ramadan or Christmas period, she will call. How is that? Don't forget the chiefs, emirs, and their wives. So. Last December, Christmas carol, she said, I don't know, will it be available? I want you to read part of the lessons. In essence, look, I don't know how your programs or your activities are. She was to host African heads of state women. She called me. I'm going to host African heads of state. Will you be available to make a welcome speech? That's not a day. Where I have this, my friend is looking for contract. I have this, my friend, they are looking for land. Interest, success of the government. Humility. And you know, sometimes you will not understand it. I was marveled. These are the kind of things that the role people play to make the government to succeed. People who are focused that my concern is how will this government succeed for the benefit of the people, not what I, as the first lady, will get.
Right.
That is humility personified.
We have to leave it there. Now we know that the first lady is after your heart, or is the person after your heart.
Is somebody who wants the success of the administration.
Okay. All right. Let's leave it there. Quick one. Where do you stand on this proposal to set up a state house of assembly for the FCT? Short for. Are you in support of that bill? Because I know that bill is pending.
It may be difficult because FCT has not been, well, we operate as if we state, but has not been given that full status of the state.
Will the House of Assembly ensure that?
If you do that, then it will mean that it has a full organ of full state. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Because now it has a CJ of FCT. That judiciary is there. So if you do that, now
that will complement it.
That will now seal up the whole thing.
All right. Honorable Minister, we have to leave it there. We must thank you a lot for allowing us once again to invade this very serene and beautiful ambience of your official residence. Thank you so very much, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much.
My colleagues, we have to say their compliment.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. This interview is live on Arise, so provide equal opportunities for everyone.
No, I'm not aware of that.
Now you are aware.
No, I'm not aware. It's
Well,
not correct. It's not correct.
Always a pleasure to be here to have these conversations with you.
Thank you, Mr. Minister.
Thank you for having us, Minister.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Minister. That's today's edition of the chat. Hopefully we'll be here. Do we have another opportunity before the President commissions those projects? Not so sure.
You know, it's one of monthly chat. So you have taken the one of May.
Okay. So
Maybe
after the President's
maybe
commission.
there may be a special one when we are ready for the commission.
All right. That's it from here. On behalf of all of us here, my name is Ben Garuleba. We'll see you around.